Hey guys, what is up? It's me Tox, and I decided to make a video about Kushina, since no one really talks about her, although a strong argument can be made for her being the strongest Kunoichi. She's got a decent hype for that, and her feats are frankly insane. Since Kushina wasn't an active ninja, as Konoha didn't bother using her even during a war, unless things got real bad, not many people in Naruto world really know much about her. I mean, even Jiraiya out of all people forgot what's her name. Bruh. But whenever characters do talk about her, they do kinda hint at her being pretty powerful shinobi. First time this happened was when Tsunade compared Naruto's ninjutsu style to Kushina's. Keep in mind this was right after Naruto had learned Futon Rasen Shuriken, a feat that reminded Kakashi of Minato. So by this point, Naruto's ninjutsu skill is pretty damn good, although overall he's not that strong yet. Now, a lot of people try to spin this as it's just a comparison of their fighting styles, saying things like Kushina uses clones or Rasengan, and that's why their styles are compared. But in Data Book 3, they actually reference this scene, and they clarify that it is indeed referencing her ninjutsu skill. Not to mention the fact that if this was like a fighting style comparison, then obviously Minato with his clones, Rasengan, would be far more better comparison to Naruto. So in my opinion, this means that Kushina either was really good at wind style, which is one of her elements according to Data Book 4, or it's just that her techniques are essentially top tier, which Futon Rasen Shuriken really was. I mean, not even Minato could achieve it. Next off, we had Naruto saying he wants to surpass Kushina. This was Naruto who had awakened KCM, and moments before he tells us he wants to surpass Kushina, he has seen what Kushina is capable of. Not only did Kushina just tell him the story where she basically suppresses Kurama with her chains, etc., but he also just saw a fraction of her chakra help him out a lot in the mental plane battle against Kurama. So this Naruto does have actually a pretty good idea of how powerful Kushina is. So him comparing himself to her and saying he has yet to surpass her does kind of mean a lot. So Kushina should at least scale to initial KCM Naruto. Now there are a few statements in the manga that you could use to put her up even higher, but I do think those are kind of vague and might not be as clear-cut as some people make them out to be. From those, we have Minato comparing fighting alongside BSM Naruto to fighting alongside Kushina, which I don't know, I mean, it could just be him comparing Naruto, making him feel sure of himself, being similar to what Kushina did for him. There's also Kurama stating that he surpassed both of his parents some time ago, which does at least slightly imply Kushina's relativity to Minato. I mean, it wouldn't make much sense to bring her up if it wasn't the case and she was just completely irrelevant in that comparison. Now, on the other hand, let's look at anything that could discredit her hype. Tsunade has been called the strongest Kunoichi on multiple occasions, both in the manga and the data books, but I haven't found any statements like that after Kushina has been already introduced. So I think this could have easily just been retconned like other part 1 statements, so I wouldn't put much weight on this. So as you can see, although we don't have anything definitive, like someone outright saying Kushina is stronger than this character or Kushina's the strongest Kunoichi or whatever, we have plenty of reasons to assume that any amazing feat she gets should be taken at face value. I mean, if she does something crazy, it's hardly to be interpreted as an outlier when she's got this crazy hype. With that said, let's get into the next part of the video, Kushina's feats. First off, Kushina's signature ability, the adamantine sealing chains. This technique of hers is one of the most broken sealing techniques in the Naruto world. With this technique, even after giving a birth, and since Kurama was just pulled out of her, essentially being in the process of dying, because if you remember when Naruto lost Kurama, he fell unconscious and his heart stopped working almost immediately, she still manages to use chains strong enough to immobilize 100% Kurama. This feat is kinda crazy when you put it into context, where even Nagato, through Deva Path's strongest ability Chibaku Tensei, wasn't capable of replicating this on a much weaker Kurama. He was not just 50% Kurama, but he also hasn't been even fully released yet. Now we also know these chains can be used for other purposes other than sealing. For an example, she can use them to damage opponents with some sort of a slashing attack as shown by another red-haired chains-wielding chick, but it can also be used for setting up barriers that not even 100% Kurama can break free out of. She also doesn't always have to stay connected to the opponents, she can just pin them to the ground as seen in the one-shot. So yeah, Kushina at her death's door can pretty much one-shot or at worst seal anyone until we get to the names that scale above Kurama, like Hashirama, Madara, but possibly even them, because really nothing indicates they have more chakra than Kurama, which seems to be the only mitigating factor when sealing someone. Aside from these chains, Kushina also has 4 and 8 trigram seal, which Minato used to seal 50% Kurama. And she also has other sealing techniques. Anyways, the only real issue with Kushina are her stats, specifically her reactions. Her only reaction feat is this and this, so it's kinda hard to estimate where does she scale in that area, who can blitz her and who can't and whatnot. The first one is an interception feat, so it's hard to quantify in the first place. And the second feat is just her mentally reacting to Kurama's attack. We know that Kurama in the mental plane is quick enough to be able to blitz Sage Mode Naruto's clones, but that's about it. So if we put her up against someone like V2 4th Raikage, it kinda becomes hard to formulate an argument that she doesn't get blitzed. Funny thing is, like I already alluded to before, she does have insane vitality that allows her to live through stuff others really can't. Even after taking Kurama's attack and being in the process of dying due to losing her Biju, she still is capable of maintaining her chains, so even if someone like 4th Raikage blitzes her and punches through her, she can still end up winning by using her chains, catching him off guard and then just sealing his ass. I mean, she's kinda like Tsunade in a way. So with that said, it's not really over for her, even if you think Kage level speedsters can blitz her, unless like they, I don't know, cut off her head or bisect her or whatever, she still has a shot. So all in all, although Kushina might not be able to beat every single Kage you can list, since some might just be able to blitz her and one-shot her before she does anything, the same applies to really any other Kunoichi. And unlike them, she does have an insanely strong hacks to make use of in the off chance she does survive their attack or reacts in time, and this genuinely gives her chances even against characters like the Founders, Killer Bee, Sage Mode Kabuto. So I would say Kushina lands somewhere in the Founders tier. She has a genuine shot at beating people in that tier, but you can make an argument that characters who are overall weaker but extremely fast can still blitz her, since she does lack any great reaction feats. However, unlike those characters in the lower tiers, she actually has a good shot at beating anyone like in the Founders tier. So that's why I would put her there. She's kind of like one of those characters that have some insanely broken jutsu, but unfortunately their stats lag behind. Yeah, like with those jutsus, it's essentially just you have to blitz that character or else it's basically GG. So yeah, that's about it. I would put Kushina solidly in the Founders tier. I would be more reserved when it comes to characters like BSM Naruto, EMS Sasuke, or even like the Founders, because their constructs attack speed goes even far above V2 Raikage. So yeah, when it comes to those, they might actually just blitz Kushina outright and one-shot her, so yeah. But like funnily enough, if she was in like a team fight, she would still be useful even against those characters. Like if she gets to fight like next to a Susanoo user who can protect her, then she legit can actually still be a factor. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, and let me know in the comment section if there's something you disagree about or whether you agree. And catch you in the next video. See ya!